everybody, there's been something I've been wanting to share, so I thought I would make a quick video, and it's about how you can generate wealth for yourself, and I'm sharing it in the context of doTERRA. So if you're interested, then great, and if not, then there's no pressure whatsoever. So just so you know, you can just totally relax. So this is Robert Kiyosaki's wealth quadrant, or Cashflow Quadrant. So he wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, you might know it already. And it talks about, different ways that we can bring income in. So we have the employee, so that's where you're working for somebody else. You may or may not become wealthy, but normally the person you work for is the one who becomes wealthy. And you're helping them to achieve their dreams, whereas you might just be plodding through the day and you may or may not enjoy it, but basically it's time and money. You get paid for your time, and so it's more limited. Self-employed is a bit more freedom, and there's more. You call your own shots. You are in charge of yourself, but again, it's time for money. So if you work, you get paid, and if you don't work, you don't get paid. So if you're a healer, a coach, a plumber, a self-employed accountant, for all of these. Again, it's, there's more freedom, but you are very linked. Time and money are very, very linked together. And 95% of people are employed or self-employed. Now, when you become a business owner, you have systems in place that create revenue for you, that create an income for you, or you've got a team, or maybe you've created something like a book and it keeps giving you income. So here there's more freedom coming in again, because you can go on holiday and still get paid. It's not, you're not dependent on the amount of time you have. So self-employed is only a certain number of hours in the week or that you can work, and so there's a limit on how much you can earn. With business owner, that is lifted because of the systems in place. And then investors, where you have your money working for you. Wonderful place to be, regardless of whether you put any effort in or not. So 5% of people are business owners or investors. So the majority of people who come into doTERRA often want to, change their wealth or change their lifestyle, and they might be an employee, they might be self-employed, and wanting things to just improve for themselves. And what we're doing is we're creating these. So there's an analogy that doTERRA uses a lot it's about a farmer who needs to irrigate his crops, and so he goes to the river every day and he brings a bucket of water back to his crops. He waters them and he goes back to the river, he gets another bucket, and so he gets water when he gets the buckets. And he decides after a while that this is really rather time consuming. I'm very dependent on him always being able to go and get the water in the buckets, and so he starts building a pipeline. So as he's building a pipeline, he's still carrying the buckets backwards and forwards, but that pipeline is being built, and while it's being built, he may not see the results, if you like, but it's being created. And in time, as the pipeline reaches his fields, then the water just can flow, and he doesn't need to put any effort in, or very little effort in. And so then he's freed up from having to go backs and forwards all the time. So he's in a way better position. And so, carrying the buckets is when you're probably self-employed or employed, and having the pipeline is when you're a business owner and investor. And so that's what we're doing with doTERRA, is that we're sharing the oils, we're helping other people to realise how amazing they are and the difference they can make. We're educating, we're inspiring, we're helping people see that there are other options available for health, for well-being, for all sorts of things, for lessening the toxic load, and for making a difference in your life and other people's lives, for people around the world, the growers, everywhere. There's there's a huge difference being made. And so so in the beginning, when you're sharing, you might go, I can't see the what's happening. But what you're doing is you're building the pipeline. So just like building the pipeline, you don't see the benefits of it straight away, but as it's created, then you see it. So yes, and as you grow your pipeline, then you can let go of these, of being an employee or self-employed in the sense of time for money. And yes, you've moved over into these areas. So I just thought I would share that with you, and I hope that's been helpful and interesting, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, have a good day. Bye.